But first, Peter Dutton seems now to have found an issue where he can really lead the opposition. On the Conservative side of politics in particular, but in the general community as well, there's universal alarm this week at the prospect of a greedy and overambitious Treasurer raiding our savings for his special projects. By making a speech that flagged changes without specifying exactly what they are, Jim Chalmers has now allowed the opposition to campaign against every possible change and to focus on the ones that would create the most community aggravation. Until the Prime Minister reiterates that there will be no changes, none whatsoever, or until the government announces changes, and even then, of course, it's still a broken promise, the opposition can have a field day, taking pot shots against every possible change, depending on what will annoy the voters the most, particularly those that the Liberals will now whip up against the government. Now, I'm not sure the PM quite realises the damage his overconfident and under-expert Treasurer has just done to the government's chances of re-election. As things stand, all superannuation investments are tax advantaged. Labor clearly said there would be no changes to super pre-election. Here again was the then opposition leader 19 days before last May's election.
Does Labor commit to the current super arrangements for self-funded retirees and other superannuants? And do you rule out any increases to super taxes and changes to caps?
We've said we have no intention of making any super changes. One of the things that we're doing in this campaign is we're making all of our policies clear. We're putting them out there for all to see.
There's the campaign ad right there. So any change will be a clear, broken promise, and any change will result in some people paying more tax. And it won't be the higher tax money that you've yet made. It'll be the higher tax money on people that already have their money in super, put there on the understanding that they were adjusted to the rules as they were. And they took Labor on their word that there would be no changes if elected. Right now, if your super balance is under 1.7 billion, soon to be 1.9 due to indexation, there's no tax on withdrawals. Now, balances over that attract tax, but still at a concessional rate. If the government is to cap the quantum that's concessionally taxed, and the rumours are around today, something like 3 million, well, they're telling us it might only impact around 36,000 Australians. But if it's to raise the reported billions of dollars a year, well, each of them and their families, on average, will lose around 30,000. As Peter Dutton kept stressing today, once the government's decided to cap the amount all up you can keep in super, your money, of course, and once the Treasurer has publicly complained about all the tax concessions that super attracts, there's no telling where this will stop. If it starts on people with high balances, Peter Dutton told Ray Hadley today, then they'll just keep coming back to the super well.
If it starts on people with higher balances, Ray, they'll just keep coming back to the well.
This is the Pandora's box that the overconfident Treasurer has now opened for Labor. The prospect of an endless campaign between now and budget night, with the coalition targeting the same aspirational people worried about Bill Shorten's raid on their assets that saved the Morrison government in 2019. Then there's Labor's Assistant Treasurer Stephen Jones, who not only denies that higher super tax would be a broken promise, but keeps implying that lump sum withdrawals, let's say to pay off your mortgage, well, they'll be banned too. Because the only purpose of super under Labor is to provide a steady income stream, nothing more, once you're retired.
For too long, for over 30 years, we haven't had a clear understanding of what the destination is. If you look at any other similar area of government policy, Medicare, Defence Alliance, education, there's a clear understanding of what the bulwark policy objectives are. But in superannuation, $3.3 trillion worth of funds under management, no clear objective.
In other words, under Labor, you'll be less able to pay off your home, less able to leave any of your super, your money, to your family after you go. Now, that's why, in Ross Greenwood's words on Monday night on this program, this is shaping up to be a death tax by stealth.